First off, Chuck, I'd like to ask you how you feel about touring with Anthrax.
It's a great tour.
It's a great tour.
It shows that as far as groups go, we go as far as we can go in rap, and Anthrax go as far as we can go in metal, making sure that something different happens.
Okay, so how you feel it's going to affect the public, you know, just in general, you know, people, your listeners, think it'll increase it at all?
I know that there's a particular type of audience that likes this collaboration because I've seen it throughout our 35-summer tour. So how it's going to affect everybody else, you know, if they look upon it and see that it's something that's different and they want to get involved, fine. If not, it's something they missed and they lost out.
Okay. So you think you might ever tour with another rock group, or?
I don't know. It seems less likely because I think Anthrax is one of those groups that come as far as they go. So but then you have other alternative groups, such like Primus, and earlier in the year we toured with Sisters of Mercy. So I can't say who I'm not going to tour with, but as far as metal, thrash, and speed metal, Anthrax has a respect for rap, and that's what makes this thing possible. And likewise, without respect to Anthrax.
So, have you ever gotten a negative crowd reaction? Never?
No, never.
How about having an Anthrax crowd and somebody not liking Public Enemy, you know, like some kind of racial deal or something? Never anything like that? That's good.
Nah, better not even try it.
They better not, huh? Okay.
You know, if they don't like us, they usually while everybody's moving in the crowd. So you might see one or two in the audience and standing still trying to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
They look kind of stupid with everybody else jumping around.
Yeah, I hear you, man. So, how about your lyrics? You guys kick some pretty strong political black lyrics. How do you think that's affecting your white listeners?
I think they're hearing something for the first time from a different perspective that they can rely on a little bit more than what they used to. Especially when it comes to outside, how we really don't get what we need in this society. Information, education, economic freedom, economic information. They gotta kind of understand where we're coming from a little bit more through rap music. So that's where they're picking up on.
So, do you see rap as a tool for us to speak out, being black people?
Yeah, because it's definitely a tool when you don't own TV and radio stations.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I have to ask you about gangster rap, like let's say N.W.A. Do you feel like they have a negative message?
I think they look at negativity in the community, then they tell those stories. But if you don't build on that, negative rap is always limited because not everything in the world is negative. Without trying to explain the positive side. So they got a long way to go to make that particular thing grow before they end up talking about the same old things over and over again, which can hurt a rap artist. Ice Cube has gone to another level. I think it's about that time for N.W.A. to go to that next level too.
Yeah.
They're going to talk about the same thing on the next album.
So, would you say that they try to identify rather than bring down black people? They're trying to identify with a certain, like, the gang members and trying to just like identify with them and, you know, some kind of deal
there.
They
want to identify with them because they think it's hard and they want to sell to those people in the gang or those that think it's the way to go. But, I mean, I only speak for myself. I know one thing is explaining the problem, the other thing is explaining the solution. Yeah. One thing is looking at everything in society that can be kind of messed up. Coming up with as many songs as we can, many rhymes, many words. And we make music, we're musicians, so our whole purpose is to build and broaden our areas.
So how do you feel about N.W.A? What do you think about
I like them musically. Lyrically, I thought they lost a little bit when Ice Cube left.
I agree.
I thought they lost a point of view that was clever and hard. But which means they got a way to build up. I think they can do it. They're one of my favorite groups. Musically, and the way the music sounds and the rhymes go. What they're saying, I understand. I come from New York. I've been in LA and all that. I know that they have nowhere else to go but up.
Yeah.
But once you go up, you can't come back down.
Okay. So you feel like they might be bringing themselves down by staying with saying the same stuff over and over again,
Pretty much so. I mean, this is music, and somebody's going to say, well, I heard that from you before, and then they'll go and pick the one they heard before. But Dre always does something different with the music. It makes it exciting. I just think now it's time for the rhymes to come up, build on that. I thought, like one side is bitches, the other side is gangsta. I thought they could even talk about things like getting money or something economic. There's always something that you could tie in to genocide. And that's what I think Ice Cube did when he was in N.W.A. So enough of the N.W.A. talk.
Yeah, enough of that.
My whole thing is like, it's harder to be positive in a hardcore group than it is to be a negative in a hardcore group.
Okay, let's talk about Public Enemy's music. I want to know who produces your music.
Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad. And who is that?
Hank Shockley, Gary G. Wiz, Carl Ryder, Keith Shockley, JBL, and various people that we want to put in on that.
Okay, so this Terminator X, he works with that?
He comes in there and pitches every once in a while, puts the scratches down the Public Enemy. Sometimes he works on other groups, some of the other groups too. Yeah, part of the Bomb Squad.
Okay, a friend of mine told me to ask you why you put so many loud noises like the sirens.
Well, my voice is deep and big enough to talk over. You got a weak voice, so you ain't gonna
Can't do it. Okay. Tell me something about Provision Records.
Terminator X is the artist on that, along with some of the other artists that got their first shot at it. And it's a small production deal I got with CBS. I find some groups that I like, I put them down on.
So it's your label? Okay, what other groups do you have with Provision?
Terminator X, and right now I'm looking very carefully. I don't know if it'll be all rap. Total look at the style is probably a quasi R&B group out of Dayton, Ohio. I'd like to call it BVMTV, like R&B, like a BBD style.
Oh, okay.
Something slam. And Bonnie and Clyde, who they on Terminator X album, they might be on there too. So people like to say, well, damn, what you see on your label, definitely not groups that I already would have, like a Public Enemy now.
So
it'd be somebody that does something that I can't do.
So you're looking for something that's totally different than it. That's smart.
Not looking for no native tongue, nothing that I've seen before. It got to be slamming. So I've been around the country 20 times. I'm always looking for this.
Okay, what else are you working on? What other projects besides music? Maybe acting, anything?
Not acting. There's only one movie I want to do over. It will remain nameless because what's the sense of talking about it? There's nowhere near the board. And as far as other things I'm doing, I got reductions, lecture circuit, speaking at a lot of colleges from January to April. We'll probably tour all the way to the first week of '92, and do other things for 5 months, including productions. One thing I'm interested in doing is run the MC's next album, the Bomb Squad, doing that.
All right. So
probably Young Black Teenager's second album, Son of Berserk projects, along with Bonnie and Clyde or whoever else is down in Brooklyn.
Okay, I heard something about a St. Ives lawsuit.
Yeah, I heard they located here in Oregon.
What's that?
I heard they located here in Oregon.
Yeah.
I'm suing them.
So, what exactly happened with that?
My voice was used during one of their commercials.
Really? That ain't cool. That's not cool. So,
I don't like more liquor as it is, and I already had an album cut on the album. I already had a campaign against it, and whoa, they used my name, my voice on one of their commercials.
So what's the name of that cut you got on the new album about? It's about malt liquor and
1 million bottle bags.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What's Professor Griff doing? Is he doing anything with Public Enemy?
Got his own solo career. People look at that as being a big blown up incident. It really wasn't that big an incident. It's just that he wanted to do his thing and we got ours.
Got to do what you got to do, yeah.
There's only one leader on this boat, and everybody got to listen to what I say. He's cool with me. If I was to bring him in, everybody else would be like, yo, what's up? So he's got his own career, and he does some songwriting that we work together, but as far as Public Enemy, he's out. He got his own thing.
Okay, so I'd like to get you to say something for maybe our gang members who are out there listening. What would tell them something?
It's silly to be in the gang. A lot of people, especially if you're up here in Portland with but so many black people or whatever, and you look at TV and the movies and then you want to be a gang member.
Exactly.
That's silly. When I come to the East Coast, New York, we don't have no gangs, but it's plain and simple fact is that people realize it's that much deeper than killing yourself. Murders in the East Coast are usually a one-on-one thing, not us against them. And I go to LA and tell them all the time. That's silly. So watching somebody from Oregon or Seattle look at TV or go to the movies or have a cousin that comes up from LA and have them influenced because they're bored. Take people from Oregon and put them in the middle of Brooklyn and come back and realize that it's not about that and they'll be happy with what they got.
So in other words, stop all that fronting because all that gang stuff is bullshit.
And it don't make you hard because many brothers out there kicking their hard, but their lives will be harder than them.
Yeah.
You're able to handle your life, know what to do, and do the right thing. That makes you hard, but it's a hard thing to do.
And what elevated and inspired you to take it to another lyrical level to where you're at now? What really inspired you?
The work that Run DMC and LL Cool J was doing back in the mid 80s. That's what made me want to take it to the next level, because I thought their levels on Raising Hell and License to Ill was quite high, and Run DMC really took it to the level that I really found appreciative of rap. My roots are in Long Island, New York, Roosevelt. So we were very influential in the rap scene on Long Island, which is a suburb of New York City, and brought the whole Long Island scene at the same level as the New York City scene. Although we was unrecognized, we knew it was only a matter of time.
Actually, when did you hook up with Flavor Flav?
At the radio station, college station, WBAU, Long Island, 1983. He started off the radio station answering phones. We became close, worked on some trucks together, some other jobs, and we hooked up doing some demo tapes, and then by 1986, when I finally agreed to do a record deal, I told Flavor to come along. We tried to do a James Brown, Bobby Bird type of thing without vocals.
So let's see. So many hip hop vocal styles that have come out, in the past 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you mostly influenced by pure skill, and who do you respect their rhyme skills?
Today I respect a whole lot of rappers. Tretch from Naughty by Nature is somebody that I'm enamored with. Das Effects, their style today. When I started recording, I was impressed with the vocal styles of Run and DMC and LL Cool J. Ecstasy from Houdini. Back in the beginnings of hip hop, I was definitely impressed by Melly Mel's vocal style. And a lot of the guys like Hollywood and Eddie Chiba before records. So I've been influenced by a lot of guys. Rakim and KRS-One, when I started doing records, their vocal styles helped me figure out a formula for myself also.
Enough respect going out to those guys for taking that kind of path. What do you think?
Also, I got mentioned Schoolie D was cool. It was an influence around the 86, 87 period too.
Right, before KRS even kind of.
Yeah, before KRS, but KRS came with a whole new style with the South Bronx record in 86 in October. And Rakim, you know.
What do you think about like white rappers like YBT or like House of Pain or Search or one guy from Crusaders for Real Hip Hop? Do you think what do you think the place is of those guys? Do you think it's like
if they're good,
game?
If they're good, it'll stick. If it's not, it won't. I've had some workings and wrote some records with YBT. They're on Hank Shockley's label, and they're coming out rough and raw the next time around. If they stick to their guns, they're gonna be all right. If they give up, they're not. House of Pain is Everlast, has been around for quite some time, was with the Syndicate, and he's getting his props now. He's stuck around. And Search has been doing rap for a long time, you know. He's doing, I like his solo record. I rather appreciated him better when they was third base with him and Pete. It's now him as a solo, he has to start all over again. So, the ones that you recognize and see are the ones that's, you know, that's legit. The ones that come here by in a minute will disappear. I mean, even when I talk about Vanilla Ice, he's not one that just popped out of nowhere. Public Enemy, when we went on tour in 1988, this guy was opening up for us around Dallas and Oklahoma City. So he wasn't a guy that just went presto, here I am. I think the thing that made Vanilla Ice fall down a little bit was he backed down the pressure and gave into it, and was propped up by other situations that weren't pure hip-hop circles. So you just can't back down. You got to keep doing what you got to do. You know, and the Beastie Boys, their record shows for itself. You know, they've been around since 83, 84. They're still around, and they've sold millions of records.
So they're cutting the beat. Okay, that answers that one. Okay, I'm going to change it up a little bit, I guess, here. And ask a question that I don't really know about, but what like is the Nation of Islam all about? And I heard you're like
affiliated.
Well,
I'm closely affiliated and associated with the Nation of Islam. It's an organization of black people that basically feel that we have to do things for ourselves here in America. We're not going to be getting any handouts. There's a history in America that's not going to be supportive of us being self-sufficient. So it's an organization, both religiously and also politically, that reinforces strength to ourselves, recognizing ourselves as a network and a family structure. So it's necessary in that regard, you know. Whether somebody has to, if they might not be religiously into Islam, but we have to realize we're all black here in America, and there's a need to network because it's our only way that we can survive as a people and not as individuals.
Right. Is there a difference between the way Elijah Muhammad was running it then and the way it is now?
No, because Minister Farrakhan has kind of gone back to the pattern that Honorable Elijah Muhammad has set. He's kind of a throwback to the original way. Other ways that have come in to run the Nation of Islam between the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's death and Minister Farrakhan taking over had confused the people, and the organization wasn't running as smoothly. The organization is built on strong principles and strong morality, and will only exist if people, you know, hook themselves into those beliefs.
Okay. How do you feel about like not being like a sellout, but just selling out like so crazy?
Crossing over and stuff like that. Well, I believe that crossover is cool if everybody crosses over to you in your own terms.
Right.
There's always going to be some backlash if people aren't able to do what you do on their own terms. So you have to always be around to teach them and show them the way. So they won't call you this, so they'll understand how to do it. You know what I'm saying? But if you leave everybody else and say, well, we're going to do it for ourselves and you can't do it, then everybody, you'll hear all kinds of, oh man, you know, you're doing this, you're doing that. And just because they don't understand, that's why we're here. We're older. We're here to teach them and show them the ways. So we're playing with you too. We're showing people it could be done. If it wasn't for Run DMC extending the boundaries for us, we couldn't be doing what we're doing. But the group and the artist has to be focused and aware enough of rap and also of the whole total realm of rap music and its public to be able to know its limitations and where they can go with it, and not just be able to say, well, we can't do it because it's going to be presented to us. You got to make it happen. So when you make it happen and it happens for yourself, the difference in the group that gets considered a sellout is that they leave the pack and don't show people the way or the opportunity. Public Enemy is showing people different ways on how everybody can make a career out of this instead of a one record thing. So that's what holds us on to it. Our association with artists and our acknowledgments.
That's all I have. How do you feel about the station ID?
Yeah. Bohemia. Okay. Yo, check this out. This is Chuck D, Public Enemy, and I'm rocking with the #1 show right about now in this area, Bohemia Afterdark. You understand, right, y'all?
Believe that.
All right, we out here.